Hi, Fruity Cutie. What's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Misfit Vegan, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 most common foods that people are not sure if they should be eating on a raw food diet. Okay, so I wrote them down and I have some bonus foods as well, so stay until the end to hear about those. Okay, so there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. Let's break down these top 10 foods that people are not sure if they should be eating or not. The number one food is sprouted grains and sprouted bread, like Ezekiel bread or these sprouted things in the freezer section at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Sprouts. It sounds raw because it's sprouted, but the truth is that it's not raw. It's not raw. So the sprouted grains and the sprouted bread that you buy in the store, you should not be eating it. It is great for high raw vegans, but it is not part of a raw vegan diet. Now, can you sprout your own grains at home like Aris Latham? Ooh, I forgot about him. I was talking in a video just now about the raw vegans that I love. Aris Latham is like the number one. Fred Bishi and Aris Latham are my top two favorite long-term raw vegans, and I love Ann Osborne as well. But Aris Latham, he likes to sprout his quinoa and some like buckwheat, I think. I don't personally do this anymore. I used to eat buckwheat in cereal. I would do like buckwheat and apples and bananas and raisins and berries, and I would do like banana milk or hemp milk, and I'd pour it in and I'd eat cereal. But now I find buckwheat very dehydrating. But if you want to eat grains, you're gonna have to buy them and sprout them yourself. And Aris Latham can teach you how to do that. I don't do that anymore. Honestly, I've never sprouted quinoa and I've never really sprouted buckwheat. You can buy sprouted buckwheat where you can just eat that. Quinoa, you're gonna have to sprout that at home. And to me, it's just I wouldn't recommend it. It's gonna be very dehydrating and your cells don't want that. Your cells want water. So I would say no to sprouted grains and sprouted breads. And definitely the sprouted breads are not raw or healthy, really. They're healthier than your Wonder Bread, but are you trying to be a raw vegan or a high raw vegan? I would get rid of that. Get rid of that. Number two is peanut butter. A lot of people ask me about peanut butter, okay? So it's not just peanuts, all right? The truth is, most peanut butters are made with, first of all, roasted. Even if it's organic, it's roasted and with oil. So be careful. The only peanut butter that I would recommend is peanut butter you make yourself or you get it made at Whole Foods or Sprouts and it's from, the little machines where you press the button. That's the only peanut butter that I would recommend. Otherwise, it's honestly probably not raw. And also, those peanuts are probably roasted too. It doesn't really matter that much. What really matters is you don't want to add oil. You don't want to be consuming oil because that's why people get diabetes and heart issues and gain weight and just have all types of health issues. Oil is a processed food. It will clog your arteries. It's not a good idea to consume oil of any kind. In my personal opinion, I'm not a doctor. I'm just healthier and better looking than any doctor you've ever met. But I just want to say real quick about the peanuts and the almonds and the nut butters. You really want to have it freshly made because they will always include rancid nuts into nut butters, even if it's organic. They will include nuts that are too moldy and rancid to sell. So please stay away from jarred nut butters in general. Get it made at Sprouts or Whole Foods or make it yourself. Don't ask me how to make it yourself. There's plenty of videos online to do that. I don't do that. I just get it made. I just get it made. I don't buy nut butters anymore from a jar. Don't buy things that are sitting on a shelf. They're toxic. Anything sitting on a shelf, in a jar, in a bag, in a bottle, in a can, get it out of your life because it doesn't belong in your body. Your body's a temple and only the best, the freshest, most delicious, most nutrient dense, freshest, healthiest foods belong in your body, in your temple. Okay. Number three is coconut water. Oh my God. You don't know how many questions I get every day about coconut water. If it's in a bottle or if it's in a can or if it's in a box, it is pasteurized and it is not raw. It is not raw. Even if it says raw on it, it's not raw. It's not raw. It's like there's no FDA regulations on the word raw. So anybody can write raw on anything. Anybody can write healthy or natural. Those words are not regulated either. So be careful. Every single coconut water in the store is pasteurized unless It's in the freezer section, which I've never seen coconut water in the freezer section. There was a company in New York many, many years ago called Exotic Superfoods, and they actually shipped frozen coconut water from Thailand to the United States, and it was raw. They went out of business because you didn't buy them. Nobody fucking bought them. So that was an amazing company. I would recommend fresh coconuts, the white ones, over any bottled coconut water. And if I were you and I couldn't get fresh coconut water, I would get fresh fruit and vegetables and juice them. Much better than coconut water in a bottle or a can. Just being honest. Don't hate me. Sorry. Number 4 is oats, rolled oats. Oats seem raw, especially in smoothies or raw oatmeal. The truth is that oats are usually steamed during the process of processing them. That wasn't a great sentence. I personally don't think you need to consume oats. They're very constipating. Anything that has no water in it, like the quinoa, listen, if you want to have quinoa, I'd recommend you have it cooked. If you want to have oats, personally, I'd recommend you have them cooked because you know what happens? You're going to rehydrate them with the water. Oats, you can just soak them, that too. If you're just going to eat oats, like you're going to put them in a food processor and put dates in there and make some dehydrated or just really, really dense, dry, raw foods, leave the oats out. Your body thrives on juicy, water-rich things. And when I finally got the oats and like all the lots and lots of nuts and the dried fruit out of my diet and the buckwheat and the what else? Oh my God, the wraps. I used to eat a lot of wraps. I didn't make them myself. No, I ordered them. There's some great wraps on Amazon, and I bought them in stores like Whole Foods and these little stores that I would find raw food treats. When I gave up all the chocolate, all the dry, raw food stuff, that's when I started thriving on this diet. That's when I started looking much better. Hair started growing, skin started really glowing, and just feeling so much better and not looking pregnant, because the damn truth is that I looked 21 months pregnant on a raw food diet for years because I was eating a lot of dry, constipating foods, and I was constipated. And even though I was going to the bathroom multiple times a day, I was still constipated. Actually, that's a lie. I was going to the bathroom once a day for like an embarrassing long amount of time on a raw food diet because I was eating a lot of dried fruit, a lot of nuts, a lot of dry shit. Dry shit is going to make you dry and constipated. Oats, have them once in a while if you really, really want them. But if you want them, I would say cook them better. That's better. Or, do the roll, like the overnight oats. Don't just eat oats in a ball. I used to make these oat date cacao balls, or like oats, walnuts, dates, ball, because I needed something. Okay, get fruit. Go with fruit. Get an abundance of fruit, nice cream, have fruit, more fruit. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to be more cute. Okay, eat fruit, be cute. Number 5, plant milks. Okay, a lot of people ask me about milks. Okay, they seem raw. They're just made from water and nuts, right? No, they're always heated during the process. Even if it's in the fridge, it was pasteurized because nut milks last between 3 and 5 days total when you make them fresh. So I would personally not recommend you get into the nut milk business. You stop supporting that business. Like you don't get into buying the nut milks and you go into your own nut milk business, right? You make your own milks. So what I like to do is if you need milk, I would go with, why do you need milk? For making like chia pudding and overnight oats? Okay, here's the easiest options. You can make cashew milk with just cashews and dates and water. You can make hemp milk, hemp seeds, dates, water. You can add vanilla bean in there if you're a billionaire. Okay, we know that a vanilla bean is fucking expensive. Or you could do my favorite, frozen bananas, a date, some vanilla bean, and water. Banana milk, baby. The best milk on the planet. I like hemp milk too, but banana milk is like top for me. Okay, make it at home. Please stop buying the milks in the bottles and even Elmhurst. Elmhurst, I know. Don't come for me, Elmhurst. Don't sue me now. All I got is this background. Um, they're pasteurized. They're not organic. They're not worth it. And it's like $1 billion. It's just nuts and water, right? It's the only milk that I know of that is just nuts and water, but it's pasteurized. And also, I just want you to know that the FDA does not regulate ingredient labels. There could be some ascorbic acid or citric acid or something to keep that from going bad. I mean, there has to be in there and it's not on the label. I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, you can't trust the motherfucking United States, and you know it. We all know it. So stop buying things with labels on them. Stop buying things with ingredients. Make your own nut milk. Nut milk, I just gave you 3 good ones. Yeah, you can make almond milk, but you're going to have to strain it. It's a whole thing. Okay, number 6, I think. By the way, I have a lot of recipes in my free book. I'll leave the link below. It's 100 deliciously fun and easy raw vegan recipes. And I also have a list of all the foods I do recommend, because these are all the foods I don't recommend on a raw food diet. But you'll get a list of all the foods that I do recommend. You can get the ebook for free, or you can get it on Amazon. And I think it's like $20 or $30. So check that out. I'll leave it below. Number 7 is mushrooms. People are confused about mushrooms. Are they like raw? Are they okay to eat? Are you gonna get high or whatever? I don't know what people ask me, but people always ask me about mushrooms. It's so weird. Yeah, mushrooms are totally healthy on a raw food diet. I would absolutely recommend them if you want them. Personally, I don't like mushrooms. They taste like styrofoam to me, so I'm good. But you can absolutely have mushrooms. Just make sure they're in the store. Like, don't pick your own mushrooms in the woods and then fucking something happens. I mean, some are poisonous, so be careful. Just get the ones in the store. Okay, number 8 is cacao. Chocolate. Okay, cocoa or cacao. Okay, if it says cocoa, like if it's COCAO, if it says cocoa, that's not raw. That means it's been roasted. A lot of the cacao is also roasted as well, but for sure, cocoa is roasted. Now, cacao, you got to be careful, because raw products labeled raw cacao can still be processed with heat. Raw, there's no regulation on this word. What I would personally do if I were you, and I'm not you, okay? But this is what I do, all right? So I don't know if you have access to this, but I would buy fresh cacao, like a cacao. I have it in the fridge. I should have brought it for show and tell. A fresh cacao pod, okay? It's like, this big. And you buy it at an Asian store, or like you order it from one of these tropical fruit companies. This is what I do, okay? So here in Miami, it's everywhere because it grows here, actually. But the majority come from Ecuador. You can find them at wholesalers or Asian markets, or, wholesalers usually. Good ones, exotic fruit wholesalers. So what you want to do is you want to eat the fruit on the cacao pod, and then you take the seed and you can put it in the freezer, and they last forever. You put it in a little Ziploc bag, you put the seed in the freezer, you take the white stuff off, you eat it, or you throw it away, whatever. Don't throw it away, eat it. Suck the white stuff off the seed, and then you have cacao in your freezer forever. You can make your own cacao nibs by putting those in the food processor. You can put them in ice cream. You can put them in desserts and smoothies and things like that. That's the only way to ensure that your cacao is raw. That's the truth. Okay, next is nuts and seeds. People ask me all the time, is it okay to eat nuts and seeds? Because I talk a lot about fruit and vegetables. Yeah, of course. A raw food diet consists of fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Nuts and seeds are a big part of the raw food diet, especially in the beginning. I've been doing this for 15 years now, so I'm not the same as I was. I was eating a lot of nuts and seeds on the raw food diet for the first 10 years. A lot. And they helped me so much to get off of McDonald's and Chinese food and Dunkin' Donuts and whatever, all the crap I used to eat, Pop-Tarts. So nuts and seeds are definitely healthy, part of a raw food diet, especially in the first 10 years. But if I could go back and talk to young Ms.FitVegan and tell her what to do, I would recommend she buys organic sprouted nuts and seeds. There's a website. I don't work for them. I don't work with them. I don't have an affiliate link. I really should. Then maybe I can make some shmoney here. But there's a company called Living Nuts with a Z at the end. NUTZ.com. This is where I get all my nuts and seeds for my retreats. And And when I have guests over and stuff, and even when I want to have some nuts and seeds, I buy them from there. They are more expensive, but they're organic and sprouted. You don't have to buy them from there. You can sprout them yourself, but it's just like easier to have somebody else do it. And they taste better and they also digest much, much better. You should be sprouting your nuts and seeds. Obviously, you don't have to. I didn't ever. Like, I don't. Now that I found living nuts, I definitely will never be sprouting. It's not the end of the world if you don't sprout your nuts and seeds, but if you can, that would be great. They would digest better and you'd feel better. Truly, raw nuts are very hard to find. And there's no such thing as raw cashews. Is it okay to eat raw cashews on a raw food diet? Yes, but they're not raw. Okay, so this is okay though, because you're not going to be able to be perfect, and that's okay. In 2017, I was raw from 2011 to 2017 in my la la land. And then in 2017, I learned the truth, which is a lot of the things I was eating were not raw. The cacao I was eating was not raw. The cashews I thought were not raw. All these things, dates, sometimes they steam dates. I know. And I lost my shit because I thought I was perfect. And that year is the year that I had a breakdown and I was 100% organic, and I had a breakdown and I realized, okay, I can't continue doing this trying to be perfect. Clearly, I'm not even raw. I'm not even living perfect, but I have no health issues and I have to accept that I can't be perfect. So that's the year that I accepted that I'm not perfect. I never will be perfect, but what I can do is my best. I can do my best, and so can you. You can always do your best. Read the 4 agreements, okay? Because you can't be perfect, but you could do your best. And if your best is to eat fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and yeah, I eat cashews sometimes. Fuck yeah. They're not raw. I buy raw cashews. They're not raw though, because if you've ever seen a cashew tree, which I have actually, by the way, so I eat cashew fruit. Here in Florida, we grow cashews. You cannot eat them off the tree. You will die. Check it out, boo. Yeah, go to YouTube and watch and type in raw cashew dangers, poisonous raw cashews, or how do they harvest cashews? They harvest it by taking the cashew off the fruit and then roasting it. And they wear hazmat suits because the steam from roasting the cashews to get it out of the shell will kill you. So like maybe we shouldn't be eating as many fucking cashews as we are. Okay, let's move on. Finally, number 10 is seedless fruit. Oh my God, I just did a video on this, so check that out. I just did an Instagram live on this. Thank you so much to everybody that joined me. Okay, so some people believe that seedless fruit will make you infertile, or like they are toxic, or they are not natural. I'm here to tell you that seedless fruit is the reason I'm able to be raw. I've been eating an abundance of fruit, whether it's seedless or seeded, for the past 15 years. And I tell you this right fucking now. Seedless fruit, like seedless grapes, seedless watermelons, seedless oranges, are not toxic. They are super healthy, and they're definitely healthier than all of the crap that we used to eat. Pop-Tarts and Skittles and M&Ms. No, that's what's not healthy. Seedless fruit is totally fine and totally healthy. It is 100% raw. It is 100% healthy. And just know that it's still fruit. It's grown in the sun. It is absolutely going to help you heal and lose weight. And there's no issues with eating seedless fruit. Sorry, my foot fell asleep. Okay, I love you, my boo. Oh, here's some bonus ones, okay? So let me know below your thoughts on anything that I just said. And if you would add anything to this, there's actually some bonus ones as well. Okay, so let's put those, let me say those, even though my foot fell asleep, but I'm going to try to ignore it. Okay, so garlic and onion. That's one that a lot of people are confused about because, of course, in the natural hygiene world, people don't eat garlic and onion. They avoid them because they're stimulants. They are raw and they are totally okay to eat. That is ridiculous. Okay, if you're sensitive to them, don't eat them. If you find that you feel really sick when you eat them or you get bloated or whatever, maybe don't eat them as much, but I don't, so I eat them. Corn, a lot of people, I didn't know that. Okay, so a lot of people are afraid to eat corn because they think it's genetically modified. I've never seen genetically modified corn in the stores. You know something is genetically modified when it starts with an 8 on the produce sticker. Usually corn doesn't have a produce sticker, but here's the thing. I believe, and from my research, most corn that is genetically modified is used to make corn syrup, right? High fructose corn syrup. And so we don't need to worry about fresh corn being genetically modified because they're using all the GMO corn for the sodas and the candies and the crap. They're not making money off people in the produce aisle. So I don't worry about corn personally. Okay, next is salt. Salt is not a health food, but if you're putting salt in raw vegan dressings, I don't think you'll have a problem at all. I would not worry about that. If you're putting salt on French fries, I would worry about that. By the way, salt is dehydrating. Salt is absolutely not a health food. And did you know that salt causes cellulite? Bet you're going to stop eating salt on your corn now, on your corn on the cob now. Next is apple cider vinegar. I don't personally find vinegar to be a health food. It is technically raw, or maybe it's not raw. No, it's raw. Most of them are raw, but it's sitting on a shelf. I don't know. I don't really like it personally. It's not a health food in my opinion. The next is nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast, if you do consume it, you want to get unfortified because you don't need a bunch of synthetical oh boy, I can't talk. So nutritional yeast is another one that people are confused about. It is not raw. Nutritional yeast does need to be pasteurized, but I think it's fine. It's totally fine to consume. Just don't get it fortified. Get unfortified nutritional yeast because you don't need a bunch of synthetic chemicals in your nutritional yeast. Next is sweet potatoes and yams. Okay, so yes, technically you can eat these raw. You can spiralize them or shave them very, very thin, but they are going to be starchy and very dense. I would recommend you eat them cooked. I would not recommend them raw. Juice from a store is always pasteurized. It is never, ever raw. It's never a good idea. Make your own at home because that is not raw. Even if it says raw on the motherfucking bottle, it's not raw. And last but not least, dried fruit. Okay, dried fruit should be a condiment, not a meal. Do not do what I did, which is I ate a lot of dried fruit in my life and I was bloated all the time. I looked 20 months pregnant. Get dried fruit for like emergencies or like desserts or like dressings, but don't eat them in general because honestly, a lot of them are actually steamed and a lot of them have sugar on them and sulfur and different things. So just be careful with that. Look for sun-dried and unsulfured, but like most of them will be steamed, even dates. Most of the dates are not raw, they're steamed. I know. It's not a big deal. It's not a travesty. Don't worry, you're going to be okay, but fresh is best. So get as much fresh, ripe, juicy fruit and vegetables in your beautiful temple as possible, and you'll get the most amazing benefits and the most amazing results fast too. If you'd like to go raw with me, I have a 30-day course you can check out below. You can also get my free book emailed to you. I'll leave the link below too. You can get this on Amazon. This contains a lot of different recipes. Easy, very, very easy. No dehydrator required. No salt, no oil, gluten-free. Check that out. Love you, my boo. Let me know below if you have any questions on a raw food diet and I'll make a video on it. If you liked this video, give it a thumb and I'll see you in the next one, boo. Bye.